Hello everybody, Flik here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we are looking at Divinity Original Sin. This is a game by Larian I think. Larian Studios. It's available on Steam now, however it's available in the Early Access program. And that makes this a little bit unique because this is an Early Access RPG. I would say it's similar in some ways to, say, the Neverwinter games of old. That kind of game, whereas the battle system is a bit closer to things like XCOM. So it's very interesting. It's not like a Minecraft clone with zombies thrown into it on early access. That's what made me want to play it, because it's such a weird concept to have an early access RPG. So what do you get here? You get roughly, it's been guesstimated, approximately 15 hours of the game at present. It's very in progress. Nothing is fully finished, I would say. There's some placeholder assets, there's some features not available yet. I've also been asked not to show off too much of the story, and I think that's mainly because at least the first major arc of the story is a murder mystery, so I totally get why they wouldn't want that spoiled. So to that end, I'm not going to show you my in-progress file, I'm going to start a new one. It'll also give me a chance to try classes that I'm not familiar with, because I've mostly been sticking with kind of sword and board and a mage. You play as these two people, assuming that you're playing by yourself, and that's another thing that wanted me to try out this game. There's a very weird and innovative cooperative aspect. So you can play it with a friend, one of you being the guy here and one of you being the girl, and it isn't just a case of you playing the game together. You can actually have arguments about the decisions you make, and it affects your stats, and you'll see that even in the start of the game, so that's why I don't mind showing you just the start. The initial load is really long, I don't know why, so I probably should have started that going sooner. And what I can cover right now is, if you are willing to buy into what you see here today, keeping in mind early access, in progress, definitely nowhere near finished, but a very interesting project to keep an eye on. You can get early access at present for, I must admit, a rather somewhat steep price of $29.99, and that's in pounds, British pounds. Or you can buy a 2-pack for $44.99 if you already have someone who you'd want to play this through with. It looks like we're loading into the character creation now, any second now. The loads genuinely aren't bad, it's just other than this first one. I don't know why. Also, I don't know why, but it seems to make my PC really works, so if you hear a loud kind of humming in the background, it's my fan of the PC. Like, even Far Cry 3 on maximum settings doesn't make it as loud as this game does at times, so I don't know, maybe it's just not optimised yet, that would be my guess. It's also DirectX 9 rather than 11. Come on, let's go. I'm running out of things to talk about ahead of being able to show things in the game. Other than, look, there's the buttons. I can talk a bit about the battle system, I suppose, but I'd rather have it actually on the screen when I do that. There's a lot of good ideas here. So, although you might already be put off a bit by the prices I've mentioned, or the fact that it's early access, wait until you see some of the things the game does with the battle system, with the way things progress. It doesn't treat you like an idiot. It kind of lets you loose, but you're punished if you do bad stuff. Right, finally, we're here. So, we can customize our gent and our lady here. However, most of the customization options are currently unavailable because, like, for example, I can change... Oh, I can't even change her chest plate, can I? Yeah, I thought I could. It says disabled for alpha, but you totally can. Yeah, I don't really approve of having the super skimpy look on female characters, so let's go with the full armor. I can't change her gloves, that's disabled for sure. And you can't change colour or anything, you can't even change name as far as I'm aware. Can you make 2 male characters? No, I didn't think you could. So we'll leave her as being a wizard, and her stats are distributed pretty much how I would want them. There is a lot to choose from. I'm not going to go through every single one, just understand there's a lot of customization options here. And the social skills are of particular interest. They're all 0 right now, but we'll see if, you know, we can do some stuff to raise some of them. And then there's also talents, which are skills to use, I guess, or passives possibly. What's Cat Burglar? Improves your aptitude at picking locks, that makes sense. Tinkerer is ability to brew potions, mix potions, craft weapons, etc. I haven't really dabbled in the crafting system yet. I've been too distracted just like finding lots and lots of main quests and side quests, etc. So we'll leave her as the wizard. We'll go to the gent here. He's also a wizard. I will change him to the warrior, is what I'm used to in my other games. So let's try ranger. I don't think having a ranged character and a mage character is ideal, but it lets me try a class I'm not used to. So what would he have? He has precision stance, improves your regular chances to hit at decreased damage, and then he also has multi-shot, which is fairly typical for ranger-esque characters, and we can muck around with his armour a bit as well. I think that kind of suits a ranger to me. You can get what I would class as minion characters, which are Other playable characters, you can equip them, you can use their inventory, etc. But if you try and use them as your main character, if you try and talk to NPCs, they'll say, I'm not interested in talking to you, I want to talk to your boss. So you have to always use these two main characters. That's how it gets around the argument aspect of the cooperative play. So we'll do finish and we'll just use these people as equipped. Yes, I don't want to mess around too much. So this is where you start. You are playing as two source hunters. Now, as I understand it, source magic is evil or frowned upon by society. These people investigate aspects or events where they've been used, and one such event is, oh, and this is just giving me the basic instructions, is a murder, a mysterious murder. So in Cecile, there's a murder of Councillor Jake, and the wizard of the town says we should go meet him to elaborate. So yeah, I can just click on things to pick them up. I think shells are just for yeah, item open inventory are just for selling, I think. What is this we've started with? Ooh, different types of arrows. Interesting. Stunning arrows. Let's just put those on our bar then. And what did the lady start with? Did I change character there? I did. Oh, but that's his inventory. Let's go to hers. She starts with a fireball scroll, which is on top of her basic spells, and her orders, the missive. And we're just investigating the murder of Councillor Jake because there's evidence of source magic being used to murder him. So I know what I'm doing here, so I'm going to progress a little fast once I just have a little look for items here. Nothing. One of the first interesting aspects, if I press and hold on objects, I can have them replaced. So when you pick up stuff, it's kind of a bit weird that they kind of bounce into your inventory, but that's because you have this manipulation aspect where you can just move scenery to your advantage to give you access to places you couldn't get to perhaps block routes of entrance, etc. It's really weird, and I can't believe no other game really has done it, or no other game of this type. I mean, I know there's games with plenty of manipulative scenery, or scenery that can be manipulated rather. So what have we got here? We've got a dead man. Isn't that nice? And we also have a scroll, a rain scroll level 1. We'll take that, and then we're going to read the Traveller's Journal to find out what the hell happened. All this is optional, by the way. Rejoice, for the statues have granted my wish. Their whimsical nature, however, must not be taken lightly, so before I soar through the sky like an eagle, I shall attempt a mere hop from the cliffs down at the beach. This should be a small feat for a man that can fly. If this experiment is successful, the sun shall be my next target. He's mental, or was mental, so now we have this exclamation mark above our heads. That means our characters can have a discussion. This is a bit weird when you're playing solo. I guess you could use it as a min-maxing strategy where you just pick, you can always just agree with each other, right? I'm going to be disagreeable with myself just for the fun of showing it off. So let's have a little conversation between us. This is a cooperative dialogue. It allows you to roleplay discussions between two main characters. Oh, that's another aspect, I suppose. If you are playing by yourself, you can just roleplay the personalities of the two characters. You can switch off this feature in single player. Oh, I really should have finished reading that. I didn't realise you could switch it off. You'd be missing out on a big aspect of the game though if you switched it off, even if you're playing solo though. Anyway. Scarlet says, can you believe this? That man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues of all things. So then I can either say, well, great deeds require an occasional leap of faith. I myself might have done the same. Or pure madness. How can someone be so utterly naive? Now I did say I was going to argue, but that makes me sound like a massive moron. So I think I'm going to go pure madness. How could someone be so utterly naive? And then you're back to being Scarlet, and you can either say agreed, call me skeptical, but a little proof goes a long way. Or she can change her original opinion and say, Velen is no stranger to the supernatural. He might well have flown into the sunset and looked down at us cynics laughing. But that would not match the first thing she said, so I'll say agree, and that makes them both pragmatic +1, so it actually makes a difference to your stats. And then we also have a new quest, the Talking Statues. We learned from a diary of a dead man that he jumped off a cliff believing that some whimsical statues had granted him the ability to fly. And now as we go on a little bit more, we will actually get our first taste of combat. I'm just going to check here for, what is that? Empty cup. That'll just be for selling, that's fine. You do actually want to collect a lot of miscellaneous junk for selling, because lifting items randomly that belong to other people is frowned upon by the game, and you will be punished for it. So we'll have our first fight over here. Once I get close enough, it will trigger combat like it just did there. So, your characters have a set number of AP points. They can bank some for the next turn if they don't use it all. What kind of range do I require, I wonder? Let's do multi-shot and see if I can actually reach that target from here. I think I can. I did indeed. I did a whole 2 damage, and I think I can only... Can I fire again? No, that requires a... Multi-shot's 2. I'm not sure how much just a basic attack does cost. Either way, he's banking 1 AP, so I'll just press the bank button there. Now, she's probably too far away to hit with her fireball, and the fireball takes 4 AP. So as long as I move such that I have 4 AP left, like going there for example, I can then cast my fireball, aim for that crab maybe. That's going to hit the first one. That's another thing, spells and other things don't travel through targets unless they're supposed to, so if something is in the way of your shot, it will get affected by it. That includes allies. So let's just blast out that crab then. And the explosion was enough to take out the one behind it, so that's fine. The active bar is up the top, by the way, who's getting whose turn, etc. Big crab's staying back. How much? Let's see. So it takes up 3 AP to take 1 shot with the bow. Let's do that then. Only doing 2 damage, which is unfortunate. Let's weaken both of them a little bit. Oh, I did much better there. And then we'll bank 1 more AP again, and you're just going to burn them, I think. There we go. As far as I'm aware, spells can't like miscast. At least I haven't seen that yet. Oh, he survived. Well, that's no good. We'll bank 2 AP for you. Will it reach her this turn? No, it will not. I think that big one at the back there is actually spawning more. Miss at that range. Or maybe actually the closer they are, the better your chance of missing is with a bow. That's an aspect of some games. Right, you need 4 to cast, so let's just move you where you've got a good angle. That would be there. And we're going to fireball the big guy, and it's going to catch the little guy in the explosion, hopefully. Ooh, it did indeed, but he survived. In fact, the little underling spider didn't take any damage. I don't really want to waste an explosive arrow on a tiny little crab. I missed again! I'm already not liking Ranger compared to my melee class, although then I did a critical. I could do teleportation, but I think you need to... no, I don't have enough AP. I would need to rest for a turn. That lifts either an object in the battlefield or an enemy up into there and slams them down, and then I have a basic regeneration spell. Alright, let's just burn this guy. He's already burned. He's got a stats effect, because that's... if a health bar is purple, that means they have some kind of affliction. The crab matriarch is burned to death. Hold Alt to highlight all objects that you can interact with. I shall do. Which in this case is absolutely nothing. That's fine, actually. I'd rather play as the Ranger, because he's a bit more sturdy to be up front here. And we'll see. The gravestones just mean where people died. They don't actually have anything kind of that you can take. I believe, like for example, there's an asset that isn't finished. The quest marker, like the coding for it is the name of it. As one example. Also, most light fixtures have the wrong asset value on them, or displayed anyway. I think if we come down here, we'll find our... oh yeah, you can adjust the camera. You can zoom in. There, zoomed in, zoomed out. As I pick up a shell there, and I can also hold mouse 3 to spin ever so slightly left and right, if I wanted. There's the waypoint I was looking for. So you can teleport to these. You can actually also escape fights and teleport back to these. I don't think I really need to spend too much time hoarding shells and things, because this isn't my main file. I'll go on a little bit longer. I know I'm kind of stopping, but I'll kind of stop when I first get into the first main city, because I don't want to cover any of the real murder story. But if we go... is it down here or along? I see them on the map. We're going to run into a couple of soldiers here. If we hang back, we might hear them talking a little bit. No, I guess I've already had their conversation. There we go. Most non-player characters offer the possibility to trade or barter. Press the diamond dialogue, so if I press that there, I can trade with them if I want. Hold it right there, orc scum. No one slips past the Legion unchallenged. Calm down. He doesn't look like one of them orcs to me. Yeah, I'm not an orc, you morons. So then I can, you know, in typical old school Elder Scrolls fashion, or Neverwinter as I was mentioning earlier, I can pick my dialogue options when speaking to NPCs as well. There's no voice acting for this. I can just say we're source hunters on business. They don't believe me. They want to take me to the wizard. I don't actually know what happens if I like refuse. They might actually just turn aggressive and fight me, and I'm not sure I can take them or not. So I'll just say the wizard lead me to him. Oh, but then as Scarlet I can be a bit, you know, argumentative. Excuse me, I'm not going to be pushed around by 2 inebriates rather. I say we sober them up, and quickly too. Now we're really close to them though, so that's not a good idea, but whatever, I'm going to argue. So now back as Roderick the guy, I have a few choices. I can use a stat that I've leveled up in order to try and win the argument, or I can concede and let Scarlet win. So I can either use Intimidate to like shout at her, I can try and charm her to get my way, I can try and reason with her, or I can just say we'll do it your way. I'm going to try and reason with her. Situation bonus, 0 reason. And then I'm back to Scarlet. I can choose to be intimidative with her, I can choose to charm with her, or I can try and reason, but that's kind of reasoning the other things, so I'm not sure. Let's try and fail one intimidate check. No, we'll do as I say, there's no end to it. And I guess Roderick won, so he got +1. I didn't see what he got +1 to, or her actually, but either way I got XP. Can I take this book without you getting annoyed at me, I wonder? Yeah, it didn't look like you'd own it. What is that? The Legion's Companion. Crafting and Cooking with Mariadino, a guide to urban and feral bachelors. Okay. There is a sneak mechanic if I press C. Oh, I can't because they're following me right now. You get like a bush under your or over your head, and then you can kind of steal stuff with immunity unless you get seen. And you can tell which areas you can get seen because the area kind of goes dark, and then coloured areas are where NPCs can still see you. Look at the way these drunk NPCs walk, honestly. So as we come over here, oh, you can interact with many objects. This is just telling me about how to move objects, but I've already shown you how to do that, so we can just carry on. And we'll come to quite a big scuffle down here. There's orcs being attacked by, or, well, legionnaires being attacked by orcs, I guess is the correct way to say it. Yep, orcs, bloody orcs. I'm just going to take this hammer if you don't mind, and then I'm going to nab a few of these tomatoes, because I believe these are healing items, and the drunkards run away, by the way. And I want Scarlet to take the other two. Oh no, oh, the game almost crashed there. Oh no, what's happening? Did the game crash? Oh no, the game crashed, I think. Okay, well, I guess we'll be back in a second when the game is not quite so crashed. Right, we're back. Unfortunately, yeah, the game crashed, as you just saw. And it brings up another important point that I have a complaint to make, in that the game has no form of autosave. It has a quick save, but no autosave at present. So all that progress I was just making to show off the start of the game is lost, and I didn't really want to make more characters, so I'm on my main file, or at least a previous. It's not the most recent file of my main character. It's slightly further back. I'm not going to do any story. I'm just going to hopefully be able to show off a bit more combat. If I wander outside the village, I should run into some undead to fight, because I want to show more of the combat, even though a large part of the early game, at least what's here so far, is a lot of kind of sleuthing, going around finding clues, bartering your way into places, buttering people up for clues, and so on. Also, there's a chicken here having its portrait done, and I absolutely love that. Anyway, also you'll notice there's some characters here with like, they're stuck in fighting stances. I accidentally picked a fight with what I think was a fairly important NPC. I ran away from the fight because I didn't want to kill anybody. And when I came back, this was like this, so obviously the game is not optimized, but remember, it is in early access, it is in progress, etc, etc. Nothing you're seeing here is finished. So if I come down here, I believe, if I just look at my map very quickly and zoom out, the exit to the village is down there, I think, or actually there's more than one exit. So by the way, this is the first village you kind of come across. It's bloody massive. There's tons of stuff to explore, and there's tons. I won't go into what the side quests are, but I'll just quickly show you. That's all the ones I've found so far, so there's a lot of them. And we'll just come down here. And also I have two minions. One of them only agreed to come with me if I agreed to never make any dealings with demons. So I assume if I was ever to break that promise, they would either just instantly leave, or perhaps even just turn on me. I'm not sure. And the other one only came with me because I was willing to look past their fairly eccentric old age. Ah, this door isn't open. Can you let me out of here, Mr. Legion? Remain closed at all times. Wait a second. Well, I'll be a little redemptive source hunter. Sorry for the gun of treatment. I didn't recognise you, so open the gate, please. Now, I'm not sure what level these things out here will be. I think I'm only level 2 in this save, or am I level 3 by now? I don't know. I think I'm only level 2, but about to level up to level 3. We'll see. Anyway, I just want to find something to fight, if that's at all possible. There's a bunch of dead orcs out here. I thought there was going to be undead, but that must be to the north. Is there anything to loot out here either? I've not actually been out this way yet. There's a blood trail leading to a dead female orc. What do we have out here? Because I was about to have a big fight with orcs, so I suppose it is a bit better if I do fight some of them on camera now. Although it doesn't look like there's any enemies out here. That's weird. I could have sworn that there would be. Another aspect I wanted to show off, which sadly I can't now because I've lost my rain scroll that you pick up next to the guy who thought he could fly. There's a quest when you first get into the city where a boat has caught fire, and if you so choose, you can make it rain to put it out using that scroll. And that also applies to battle. Like, for example, if you have lightning magic, you can fire it into enemies that are in the water and it'll do massive damage. You can also wet enemies, so lightning does more damage in general. Frost as well, I believe. Oh, hang on a minute, there's a guy here. Bognard, away with your weapons, sob away, leave the humble orc to mourn in peace. What are you doing here? I don't want to fight, I ain't after no fancy stone, I just want to bury these bodies the traditional way. It's the least I can do for my dear brother Oogie. He's such a dear lad he was, we wanted to see the world. What stone do you mean? Don't play dumb with me, small bones. You know as well as I do, your city here won't be rid of us orcs till you get them fancy schmancy bloodstones you got in your cove. What are these totems? The honour of the dead. I'll just take my leave. I don't want to harass you. I won't kill you if you're just, you know, honouring your dead. First one to strike. Gold buys. Oh, the crazy woman probably wants to attack him. Let's see. Source addled frog skin, thought he could fool us, did he? Old Maddock knows for certain the orc would have loved nothing better than to axe you in the back. And then I can either agree with her or... What kind of source art or can't show an ounce of compassion for someone so obviously bereft? Yes, I'm going with that. And Scarlet's going to agree because screw her. That's probably going to make her angry. Orc experiencing grief. Orcs can experience grief, you crazy woman. You're just lucky you use a bastard sword, otherwise I wouldn't even have you in my party. Because I accidentally made both my main characters mages in this file, because I misclicked when I was starting it, and I thought, you know what, I'll just try 2 mages to see how that works. And when I saw that you could get a melee based minion, it was like, well, I have to pretty much take her, don't I, because I need a tank up front or a damage dealer that's up close. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can pick fights. I probably could have killed him if I wanted, but I don't want to because that would have been a bit cruel. Let's see if I can find undead up in the north of the town. I haven't actually done that much fighting so far. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or a good thing, really. I'm just kind of reporting it as a fact. I've mostly done RPG related stuff. Lots of talking, lots of solving crimes and breaking into places I shouldn't be to find out the truth and so on, that kind of stuff. Which is good, I like that angle. But if you're after a lot of the combat, at least from what I've played so far, there's not a massive ton, so I feel I need to report that to you. And on the assumption I do find a fight, or even if I don't, I am going to start wrapping up here just by saying once again that this is Divinity Original Sin. You can pick it up on early access for £29.99 in British pounds, or 2 copies of the game for £44.99. It is fully co-op. One of you plays as Roderick and one of you plays as Scarlet, and you can argue your way through the game, or you can agree your way through the game as well if you prefer. And it makes a difference to your stats, depending on which path you take and whether or not you're honourable or dishonest, whether you're a thieving bugger or whether you know you're the pinnacle of the paragon of justice, etc. I think there's another exit up this way here and it doesn't have a gate on it, so I should just be able to walk out. Also, I seem to have lost my teammates. Where the hell are they? Scarlet, where are you? No, you're down there. You're coming. They're coming, it's fine. It's just taking them a while because it got stuck on NPCs. Now let's see, if we head out here... Oh, I was actually looking for the graveyard earlier. This may actually be story related if I come here, so yeah, because I need to find I need to dig up someone's grave for reasons I won't go into, so I'm not actually going to go in there, because it's good that I know where that is now. Where the hell is this door? I know there's a door here somewhere. This place is too big. Really nice looking though. I think it's here? No. Bring the map up again. There it is, right there. Okay, so it's down in here and to the left. Follow me, my band of peoples. By the way, although that other guy in my party is a mage as well, he is a different type of mage. He can summon elementals and he has spells which make targets wet, so ice spells do more damage, so in other words his elemental does more damage. And other interesting things like that. Now, are you just going to let me walk out? Please do. Yep. Oh, that's an enemy. Right? Nope. Please give me a moment to catch my breath. Almost there. Finally found you, the Enigmas, the Unknown Ones, the Directors of Time. Who are you, Sir Imp? He's Zigzax, the Imp Historian, Chronicler of All. Why do you call me Enigma? Because I know I don't really want to read some of this out because this might be main story stuff, so I'm just going to kind of press through it if you don't mind, because I did agree not to do too much story stuff on camera. Oh, wait, what? I'm being teleported? I really should have read what he was saying. God damn. Okay, well, if the video ends abruptly and goes back to the title screen, that's because I didn't want to show whatever's about to happen. But if it's a fight, I kind of want to show it, so let's see. You know, just random everyday occurrence, a magical imp teleports you away somewhere. I'm sure it happens every day in the world of Divinity. assuming it loads as well. It does seem like it's okay. The music's changed to be a bit more dark. Or mysterious, perhaps. Where the hell am I? Welcome to the homestead of the sheltered plane of the end of time. Yeah, you know what? This seems a lot like really important story stuff, so I'm not reading any of this out. I'll do this again off camera. Yeah. Obedient +1, I don't approve of that at all. Yeah, it doesn't even look like I'm going to get into a fight here, unfortunately. Still, it's a very nice looking place. And with that, I am sorry I only got the one basic fight on camera. Stub. What does that mean? Does that mean it's not finished yet? Go to the warehouse? Yeah, either way, this has been Divinity Original Sin. Very much an in-progress thing, although you are getting a fair chunk of hours so far, and who knows how much there is to come. This is a very mysterious place to leave up on, and I'm kind of okay with that. So, yes, if you're interested, there will be a link to the Steam store page for the game in the description box below. If you're interested in checking it out, or even if you're not interested in buying it yet, at least keep an eye on it, because I think there's a lot of potential here. I love a lot of the gameplay aspects they've implemented. It's just not finished yet, so I would caution you, but also at the same time tell you to keep one eye on this at least. So, this has been Divinity Original Sin. My name has been Flik. Thank you for watching. I apologise for the crash. Yeah, so ta-ta for now, everybody.